It is cold outside, but that's not stopping runners from taking part in this year's Hot Chocolate Run. We want to head right on out to News Channel 5's Matthew Torres, who's out at Bicentennial Mall where the race is about to start.
Jennifer, good morning. That's right. Any second now, they are about to blow the horn. We have the MC on the side getting ready to announce everyone to start. As you can tell, there are so many people down here at Bicentennial Park. People, of course, very cold, but they are braving the freezing temperatures in order to partake in this hot chocolate. We just heard in about 1 minute that is actually when this is about to start. They are trying to amp up everyone. As you can see, they are trying to move around just to get that heat flowing, and you know, I have to give it up to them just to partake in this. Again, 5K and a 15K, and what the best part of this is there are corral stations throughout this route in order to pick up some chocolates, of course the water and Gatorade, but at the end they will have the hot chocolate, which is of course what this is named out of. They'll have some fondue, so it seems like everyone is just enjoying their time getting ready. We are waiting for the few seconds in order for the horn to blow, so it is packed. I'm actually just trying to squeeze my way out of their way because it seems like everyone is serious about this. But let's just listen in for a second.
Give the guy next to you a big kiss. No, that's not a good idea. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And there you have it. As you can see, hundreds and hundreds in the middle of Bicentennial State Park participating in this hot chocolate event. We'll go to the finish line to see some of them. In the meantime, we are reporting live here. Matthew Torres, News Channel 5 HD.
Don't get run over there, Matthew. Thank you. Now we want to get a check of the forecast from Kelly Cox, and boy, those people are brave. It is cold out there. The hot chocolate, I think, will be nice at the end of the race.
I think it will, and also getting moving will be, you know, important. Of course, it is chilly, but at least they picked the warmest day of the week to go out on this race. We're going to see most mornings this week starting out in the teens. This morning, we're in the 20s, and even some upper 20s to near 30 degrees out there this morning. We're at 30 now in Clarksville, 29 in Murfreesboro, 28 in Lawrenceburg, even 32 in Hopkinsville now, but 26 in Cookeville and Gallatin. So it certainly could be worse. A lot of sunshine out there, but some clouds building in from the north. You can see more clouds in Clarksville and Hopkinsville, more sunshine in Lawrenceburg and Columbia. Same thing on your satellite image. Clouds coming in from the north today, and that's where we're going to see our wind coming from, and eventually even some snow flurries coming from later on today. So by the late afternoon and evening after 3 p.m., probably a few flurries as the front crosses the area. 34 degrees by 9 a.m., 37 by noon, windy by then, very breezy by 3 p.m., 43 degrees by that time, dropping temperatures after noon today. More details on some possible snow in your forecast in just a few minutes. Jennifer.
Thanks, Kelly.
Sure.
Ryan Champion has new attorneys this morning, and a pretrial hearing is now set for March 20th. Champion's accused of hiring Vito Riservato to kill his mother, father, and sister at their home in Katie's last fall. Prosecutors say Champion then killed Riservato and blamed him for the murders. A second suspect was indicted in connection with those murders this week. Ann Plotkin was in court yesterday to be formally charged. She is facing 3 counts of complicity to commit capital murder. She was appointed a public defender and will be back in court for another hearing next month. We now know the identity of the body that was found burned in a field earlier this month in Robertson County. The TBI says the victim was a woman named Amy Murphy. We're told she was 31 years old and from Clarksville. Her remains were found not far from Highway 76 near the Montgomery County line 2 weekends ago on February 1st. Authorities have not released any other information about her death or a possible motive. A fiery crash trapped a driver in his truck after it went careening off the side of Spence Lane early yesterday afternoon. And we talked with a witness who then ran to the driver's rescue right after it happened. The truck ran off the road and into a culvert just before Murfreesboro Pike. The truck's cab then burst into flames and the driver was stuck inside. Now, Jeremy Gilchrist and his friend saw it all happen, and so they both ran to the wreckage to help the driver.
I'd grabbed the door and it wouldn't come open, so I had to get my foot on the side of the cab and pry open, which my boot was in the fire itself. That's the only way, best footing I had, and just started prying on that door best I could until it finally got open enough where I could grab them and pull them out.
The driver was not hurt. Traffic, though, was tied up for hours. A Dixon County home went up in flames, and now investigators are trying to figure out what happened. This was the scene from Sky 5 yesterday morning along Billy Morse Road in White Bluff. You can see as Firefighters were on the scene there trying to put out the last bits of the fire there. Everyone inside the house was sleeping at the time when it started, but fortunately everyone managed to make it out okay and no one was hurt. The house itself is a total loss. Another scandal has forced a Metro Police lieutenant to resign after a dog rescue. The problem was, police say the dogs didn't need to be helped. Lieutenant Morgan Ford turned in her resignation yesterday. She was decommissioned for what police say were questionable decisions to remove the dogs from a home last month. That's when 2 officers under her command removed a dog and 5 puppies from a house on Brickchurch Pike. The officers said the house looked abandoned and they reported conditions as deplorable. All the animals, it turned out, were in good condition and they were eventually returned to the homeowner. A 30-year veteran from a school in Williamson County is now off the job for an alleged child sex crime. Former Battleground Academy teacher Charles Oakes was indicted for sexual exploitation of a minor. This after officers say they found numerous pornographic pictures of children on his computer. Franklin police had been investigating Oakes for nearly a year. He was fired from BGA after the investigation began. Also in Franklin, Guna Vladipati was indicted for aggravated sexual battery of a child. Police say the victim was the child of a family friend. Vladipati is free now on $100,000 bond. Do you know this man? Detectives hope you can help identify him. He allegedly exposed himself to a woman at the Exxon gas station on Dickerson Pike. The victim was in her car and managed to snap this photo of him before she drove off. Call Crime Stoppers at 74-CRIME if you know who this is. The threat of a possible meth lab prompted police to call in their SWAT team yesterday afternoon in Lebanon, where police got several tips that someone was dealing drugs out of a home on Cypress Court. Tipsters also thought that the people inside were making meth. So yesterday afternoon, Lebanon's SWAT team, meth team, and other agencies went inside the home. They did not find an active meth lab, but agents say they did seize drugs. More than a dozen high school students in Robertson County have been suspended and could face criminal charges. Police say 16 teenagers allegedly sold and used the prescription drug Adderall at White House Heritage High School for a few weeks. Officials say the drug is typically prescribed to control ADD or ADHD, but it can also be abused. 5 students are charged with possession with intent to sell. School officials say 11 students will have disciplinary hearings and could face expulsion.